All right, hello and welcome to the Corneria Podcast. Believe me or not, this is probably the only all Star Fox podcast you're going to find. Maybe for a little while. It might get a little more popular now that Star Fox could be coming back potentially. But today, I'm very honored to have RogersBase as a guest, and he is a self-described Nintendo drone. But he
I am.
He is in fair company here because beep boop, I'm one as well. So welcome to the show, Roger. How are we doing today?
Thank you for having me. This is going to be a lot of fun. I always look forward to talking Star Fox because I feel like this is something that, it's a very important franchise in Nintendo's history, right? But we are admittedly in a niche, right? We haven't had a game in a while, but those of us that love it really, really love it. Like, I go through every single year. My one annual playthrough, no matter what, is Star Fox 64. So I'm excited to talk shop with you and predict some Star Fox stuff and have a good time.
I love it. I mean, on that wavelength, you're talking about how it is a niche. It's been so much of a niche in more than I think it's ever been, like in the last 10 years, where I feel like Pikmin and Animal Crossing, which were not we're not lower tier in quality, but lower tier in popularity in the GameCube and Wii days, have just completely overtaken Star Fox now, where you'll constantly see Isabelle or Pikmin running around on Nintendo posters and stuff like that. And that, to me, as someone who grew up playing Assault, way back in the day, that's crazy. It's so weird to see.
It is genuinely wild. I feel like, again, it's that weird trajectory of when you watch a Nintendo franchise go from being the big thing, right? To then turning into something where it's we're going to shift in a different direction. I don't know if you remember this. When Pikmin was first getting announced, there was a little booklet that you can get from EB Games or GameStop that was a preview booklet of this is Miyamoto's new project. And inside that booklet, there were 4 games that were highlighted as the pinnacle of Nintendo history. And it was Mario, Zelda, and then it had Yoshi and it had Star Fox. And it was Miyamoto made all of these, and now this is his new big thing. And it's could you imagine that being the case today? I had this conversation with a buddy of mine just yesterday where we were talking about the Star Fox franchise in recent years, right? Excluding Zero, I think there's a lot of kids who are growing up right now who see Fox and Falco and Wolf as Smash Brothers characters before Star Fox characters. In the same way, I feel like a lot of N64 era GameCube kids probably saw Samus and the Metroid franchise or NES and the Earthbound franchise, right? Eventually we got Mother 3 on GBA that ended up being Japan exclusive. Metroid obviously again had a big comeback in the GameCube generation. But if you were an N64 kid, you didn't know who the heck Ness and Samus were, but you damn well knew Star Fox. I mean, Star Fox was that's one of the big key games on N64. So it's just funny to see how the tides have turned.
It's debatably looking back at the N64, I think, because if you look at some of the other big hitters on that console, Star Fox 64 might be the one that is the most consistent in its level of quality. Maybe if it doesn't reach the heights of Ocarina of Time or Mario 64, it's still just playing through Star Fox in 2.5 hours, I'm holy shit. That was a game.
So good. Yeah, exactly. And I do feel go ahead.
Sorry, it's funny that you bring up Smash because my first meeting with Fox McCloud was Smash 64. Because to me, I played, I think I was I was 4 when I was born in 1995.
Wow.
So I was 4 when 64 came out. And I was, I think I only played Mario games and Pokemon. And I was just tangentially aware of Zelda and Yoshi. So I was immediately bombarded with Kirby, Captain Falcon, Samus, Fox. And that, like you're saying, that series really gave Star Fox a lot more credit than I think a lot of people think about. Because first of all, Fox as a character basically started competitive Smash in Melee.
100%. Yeah. Fox only, no items, Final Destination, man. That was the schoolyard rule set in Melee. So I completely agree. Yeah.
In the just the movesets that Falco, Fox, and Wolf have are mostly Smash original. I'm actually doing a video about this now, just talking about how they've been iterated upon and which Smash game kind of did them the best. Spoiler, it's Brawl. But
I agree. I totally agree. That's actually could we have this conversation real quick, because
hit me.
I think you are in my boat in that I actually feel like Brawl is the second best Smash Brothers game. If you're talking not from a competitive standpoint, but from a content standpoint, I think it's Ultimate, and then I really do think it's Brawl, because Subspace Emissary did Fox and Falco so well, right? Like, the cool factor of Fox showing up and helping Diddy. You've got Falco coming in, saving the day as the wingman, them helping out Donkey Kong and Olimar and Captain Falcon. It was like, that was the squad. When you're playing through, it's like, I want to be on that team. You got Donkey Kong, F-Zero, and Star Fox. Like, let's go.
The pairing of Fox and Falco with Diddy and DK is like genius.
Awesome.
It is
absolutely awesome.
And I feel like we don't appreciate, like, you know, if the Subspace Emissary is coming out now, like, the amount of times that would be shared on Twitter and everything, it's insane to think about that.
I'm still so sad that Sakurai didn't ever, like, make another Subspace Emissary. I know he said, like, I didn't like the fact that the cutscenes ended up going up online afterwards or something, but that's just kind of how things are nowadays. People are racing to upload them. But, like, if we ever get a Switch 2 edition of Ultimate or something, I think doing some type of Subspace mode, considering all of the characters that are in Ultimate already, you could do something incredible there. You could have Heartless and Sephiroth and Cloud and go to Midgar. I mean, it'd be insane. It would be absolutely insane.
I'd pay $19.99 for that upgrade pack. I'd do it.
Easy. I'd pay $50 for an upgrade pack like that.
Just for, like, 2 more Smash characters. 50.
Literally.
I'm down.
Give me Slippy and Peppy. We're done. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking. Oh, we got to get into that later too. That's the craziest thing ever. Oh my god. Bring back Banjo. Come appear on the podcast, man. Let's talk. But yeah. So what you're saying about Brawl, I'm totally with you. Where Ultimate, I think, is like, it's hard to argue that. Yeah, the most bang for your buck. It's just an incredible achievement that this game exists, right?
Yeah.
In terms of playing Brawl with friends, that's kind of the best Smash there is. Because there's no one in Brawl's roster that I'm like, you shouldn't be here. Like, you know, I think Brawl's roster is so solid, and they had the best set of new characters. Where I was a kid growing up and checking the dojo, every time that Challenger approaching banner happened, it was like a banger character. And you're probably like me a lot, where, you know, the first party Nintendo characters are a big source of hype. But
sure, of course.
Today they wouldn't be as much, because it's all about who the next big guest is going to be.
Third party,
but
100%. Yeah.
It just was such a natural thing to be like, jumping off of Melee, now, DDD, Meta Knight, Diddy Kong, all these like classic characters, and then some weirdos like Lucas and Lucario. Like, I was so down with it.
Even Toon Link at the time. Like, how weird. Like, I think if you look at Brawl, beyond Brawl, right? You look Smash 4, you look at Ultimate and stuff. The way they made Echo Fighters, and like they added Dark Pit and Dr. Mario and stuff. Toon Link at the time, you got to remember too, like Wind Waker was still actually Twilight Princess was the newest at that point, but Wind Waker wasn't represented in Smash Brothers prior to that. So having like the Wind Waker aesthetics in there with the pirate ship and the bombs that had the little poofy animated effect, that was just so cool. Where it was like, I didn't even mind that it was a quote unquote clone character, because they made them look so different, and they did them completely justice. Yeah, I love that game.
I think Sakurai was showing his like kind of forward thinking by adding Toon Link, because I'm sure you remember when they're deciding the roster for Brawl, that's like 06, clones would be added around like 07 at the latest. And Wind Waker was not super popular at the time. So Sakurai kind of took the dive to be like, Toon Link is going to be in all these games like Phantom and Spirit Tracks, and he's going to be iconic. I'm putting him in. And he was right.
He was right. Exactly. Yeah, that so roster, crazy. Like you said, too, I think you look at the quality of the first party at that point. I do kind of feel like 4 added some good ones, right? You got like Little Mac, you got the villager from Animal Crossing, but I really do feel like Brawl was the last one where the first parties were the major draw in terms of the overall roster, right? Because Sonic was a major deal, but I think everyone kind of expected Sonic after we saw Snake, and Snake was just kind of like a weird first one to break into the third parties. I love Metal Gear, but it was still shocking when like you logged on during the E3 announcement and you see the trailer and it ends with Snake. You're like, of everybody you could put in this, Snake, really? But I feel like you were totally right with Wolf. with, again, you got Toon Link in there. You have like Olimar, Diddy Kong. There were a lot of big name characters from other franchises that either weren't represented or secondary characters from some of these franchises that just really made that roster so solid. So
yeah, Olimar was a huge source of hype for me because it's similar to the Rosalina and Luma way. It's like, this is a character you usually don't see fight, so you're like, what the hell are they going to do? This is going to be so cool. I think, first party characters, I really hope in the next Smash they kind of make more of an effort to, I guess, refocus on that a little bit. Like, I love the idea of guest characters. There's a lot of guest characters who I think deserve to be in Smash since Brawl or since Melee even.
100%. Yeah.
But there's some that I'm also like, was this just a little bit of I scratch your back, you scratch mine,
Sure.
Because the last first-party character we had was, I think, Pyramithra.
Pyramithra was the last one. Yeah.
First of all, that was such a, sick pick to be, no shade to Rex, but it's such a cool pick to make it sort of like a Zelda chic.
It is. I was like, is my Monado back here? Look.
Oh, let's go.
Literally right here. I got it. Still right here, man.
Love it. The Aegis, baby. It's
right.
Cool to have, I think it's just cool to have, a sort of Zelda chic again.
Yeah,
even though
I agree.
They went separate ways. But I guess to bring this back to Star Fox a little bit,
yes,
I wanted
please.
to say, I mean, again, take me on Japan time. Let's talk Smash all day.
Please, anytime.
But let's do it. I think the newcomer to me, this is about Star Fox. So I was like the only kid in my school excited about Wolf because when he came out, well, people were like another Star Fox clone. It was either that,
that's crazy,
or it was people going, who? Because again, my generation were just a little past N64. We were like GameCube mostly.
Sure.
So people did not really play Star Fox Assault, as sad as that makes me, and they missed out on the best version of Wolf that there is.
Yeah.
And me seeing that and having like hundreds of hours with my older brother in Star Fox Assault multiplayer, when Brawl showed him off, I was like, oh, here we go. And then I would take him online and beat down people in 15 frames per second, and it was the best. It was so fun. And he plays so much better in Brawl than he does in Ultimate. And I've tried to make that argument to my friends, and they're like, "Nah, but this is an HD." And I'm like, "Okay, you don't get it. Whatever.
You don't understand." Back in the days of tripping and falling all over the place, and the slow frame where it was like the redirect after Melee, where he wanted to bring it back to more of a party game, and it was crazy.
But honestly,
on the topic of the Wolf thing, I want to touch on that real quick because I remember being a kid. So I've even told this story on Japan Time before, being so excited for Melee and logging on to like the N64, going into the GameCube era website on Nintendo.com, looking up that E3 2001, like, oh my God, what Smash characters are going to be revealed here? And I remember they showed during that E3 the opening intro of Melee, right? And in that intro, you see the cut-in with Fox and Wolf. And I remember thinking, oh my God, Wolf is going to be in this game. I can't believe it. And I run to my local Toys R Us like the day it came out because I didn't have a GameCube yet. I was waiting for Christmas, and I was begging my parents to take me because I wanted to run to the player's guide to see what characters ended up being in Melee. So my parents take me. I go to Toys R Us. I'm skimming through. I'm expecting to see Wolf, and I see Falco. And as a kid, Falco was like my favorite character. And I'm just losing it. Like, what? And then you're turning the page. You see Mewtwo. You see Game & Watch. And I'm like, this is incredible. Who are Marth and Roy? What is this?
Yeah.
And then I get to the end, and I'm like, wait, where's Wolf? Wolf was in the intro. Where's Wolf? Where's Ridley? Ridley was in the intro. Like, what's going on here?
Ridley was a big
and
trick.
So
that was a
Ridley
trick.
and Wolf not being there was crazy. But obviously, they course corrected, and we eventually got both of them. But no, for me, I think Wolf was a character like I fully expected to see in Melee. And so when we didn't get it, that was one of them that was like, oh, this just makes so much sense for Brawl because of what you said, right? Which is that Melee was sort of defined by the space animals, right? Like the Spaceys, the Shines, like the Fox and Falco were so iconic to Melee and became such a big part of that conversation that like when Brawl came out, it was only natural if you were there at the time. Obviously kids nowadays, they don't feel the same way. But like for those of us at the time, even you who was like 4 or 5 years younger than me, right? Like it was still kind of a given. Like of course we're gonna get a third Star Fox character. Like naturally that's gonna happen for Brawl. And Wolf was the one that just made the most sense.
Yes, because I think Sakurai did consider Crystal for Brawl, but it came down to being like, this is going to take like 5 times the amount of work, and I could just throw in Wolf right now.
Right, you can give her the staff, you can give her all the different powers, but let's throw Wolf in there, exactly.
Yeah, and, you know, looking at that era of Star Fox, it's like they, and, you know, Namco Bandai now making Smash, they clearly, like, I feel like Assault propelled the series so far forward, but the biggest problem was nobody freaking bought it. So it's like...
I just had that conversation on one of my videos last week. I talked about, like, the potential for Star Fox making a big comeback in 2026. And one of the things I brought up is I looked at the sales charts of all of the Star Fox games. And it is crazy because Assault is maybe my favorite game in the franchise. Like, I think Assault did so many things right that I dreamed of as a kid playing 64 that, like, to me... to see that, like, that didn't translate sales-wise, and that is very clearly the part where, like, everything started to tank, where things just progressively sold less and less from Assault, where Assault didn't even worldwide break 1 million, which is, like, crazy to me.
The quality
it's just
of that game.
Interesting, I don't
With,
know.
like, the orchestrated soundtrack that is on, like, definitely top 20 Nintendo soundtracks of all time.
I would argue top 5, genuinely. If you're removing the Smash games out of the equation and you're looking at purely the game's soundtrack, I think it's a top 5. Yeah, it's so good.
I think you probably agree with me on this one that the best one ever might be Mario Kart World.
I agree, actually. Mario Kart World is quite amazing. Some of those remixes in World are just unbelievable. Like,
when
the Mario
I got
World stuff, Yoshi...
I'm such, like, a Japanese, like, funk kind of guy. Like, I love, like, I don't know if you know, like, the guitar player, like, from, like, T-Squared, and, like, if you know the guitar player Corey Wong, who played, like, Wolfpack.
No.
He's just incredible. I mean, these are great recommendations if you like that kind of, like, instrumental funk.
Love it,
I'll send some stuff in the chat after.
Please do.
Sorry,
I'm a Japanese jazz, city pop, funk. No, you're talking to another fellow music person, so, like, I love it. Yeah, we can geek out about it. Please, by all means, send it to me.
We'll drop it down in the comments for the audience, too.
There you go.
But, you know, hearing the original tracks for, like, the new courses and everything, excellent. When we got to those remixes, I remember I was on a long drive, and I was just going through them on, like, a playlist somebody had ripped, like, a week after the Switch 2 came out. And the way my jaw just continued to drop hearing some of this stuff. The amount of remixes, one of my favorite Mario songs ever is just the... athletic theme from Mario World, like
incredible, of course.
And there is, like, this nasty funk version of it in that song. The melodies on an electric guitar. Yeah, all right, we might need a separate music podcast, but
no, I'm telling you, I appreciate it so much because I was somebody that did the exact same thing where I played Switch 2, you know, day it came out, was streaming it, was going through Mario Kart World, and as I'm playing through the game and discovering these songs, like, you could go back and look at those launch week live streams, I had the exact same feeling of, like, I'd hear a melody and go, whoa, we're doing this? Like, there was the year before, so in 2020, sort of in 2024, I went to Italy with my family. And we stayed at this really cool hotel that was in Positano. And, you know, they always use, like, the mandolin, and you've got there's a very kind of, like, special feeling that comes from, like, that region of Italy when you're listening to those songs. And the one that stands out to me is the Piranha Plant Lullaby remix with the mandolin solo is, like, incredible in Mario Kart World, where I'm like, of all the things you could have remixed, you do this and it sounds this good. It's peak.
I remember hearing that just in free roam and getting, like, the full body goosebumps,
the chills.
Because again, that probably Mario 64 is probably one of my first games ever. So you play any song from that in any style, in any format, it's gonna hit the brain, it's gonna hit the heart.
So good.
The one that got me by surprise, because I'm also not, like, the hugest. If Fidel ever finds this video, he might kill me. But I'm not the hugest Mario Odyssey guy. But the music is incredible. Okay,
I don't think that's as much of a hot take as you think. I actually don't. Mario Odyssey is a very, very popular game, and I actually have grown to like it more over time. Like, I played when Switch 2 first came out, they did, like, the Switch 1 free upgrades, and I played through Mario Odyssey again, and I was like, this is actually a lot more fun than I remember it being. But I remember at the time, like, reviewing Mario Odyssey and playing it, like, 2 weeks before everybody had it. and talking with like, I think it was Game Explain and a couple other people that had the
Sure.
early copies, because we were the only ones that knew what was happening. Getting to that dragon for the first time, having our minds completely blown by that, getting to like the Bowser's Castle that's all Japanese themed, and then getting to the Mushroom Kingdom at the ending, we were like, this is a 10 out of 10. I can't believe this. This game is incredible. And then seeing there were 2 more kingdoms and being like, oh my God, they're going to do it. It's Isle Delfino and it's the Gateway Galaxy. Like, that's what they're going to do. It's going to be, and then you get to it, and it's like the dark side of the moon. And you're like, okay, whatever, but there's one more after. Like, it's got to be Isle Delfino. Yeah. And then it's the darkest side or whatever. I'm like, what kind of nonsense is this? Just like, knife to the heart, worst feeling.
That's one of those moments where it's like, it would have been better if you added nothing.
Literally, if you would have just ended with Mushroom Kingdom, I would have been fine. Yeah.
The fact that there literally is a Mario level called Darker Side of the Moon is so lame.
Crazy.
But what I was going to say is, like, playing through Odyssey was cool. Like, I was like, this is a new 3D Mario. It is a quality game. I like it. When I replayed Galaxy 1+2 for Switch and HD, I'm like, this is a Mario game.
Right. This is way better.
It is way better. But the songs in Odyssey are amazing. Like the
incredible, yeah.
The Steam Gardens main theme is like top, like that's like one of the best Nintendo songs ever. But the remix in Mario Kart World, that is the Toast-Arena, when they're doing, it's like Tequila, that song like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is genius, like a genius fusion of the songs.
Yeah, right.
It was so cool, like, because the original song is so like relaxed and like sort of like a vibe atmosphere kind of piece, and they just hyped it up so much in Kart World, and I was like, this is sick.
While we're on Mario Kart,
please.
I actually want to have this discussion because this is a Star Fox podcast, and I was having this conversation recently with Fidel.
I know what you're going to say.
And with a couple of my other buddies on Japan Time. I am of the mindset, before I get into all this, I just kind of want to like read the room.
Hit me.
Do you think we are getting DLC for Mario Kart World?
Not for a little while.
But do you think we're going to get it at all?
I do. I think
okay.
I think they're going to do something that is just like the Booster Course Pass, where we're going to wait maybe till I don't think we're going to get anything this year. I think we might get like a maybe a quality of life.
Something.
Yeah, like maybe something like to celebrate 1 year. Like,
sure.
It might be like, maybe that's when they put the soundtrack on Nintendo Music or something.
Sure.
But I honestly think we are going to wait till probably 2027, and they will do a full-on new 32 tracks on a separate island that is not connected, that you can't drive to.
Ooh, you're kind of cooking, because that's very much in line with what I'm thinking. I don't necessarily think it's going to be like, I don't think it's going to be a 32 full Booster Course Pack thing. Mm-hmm. But one of the discussions that the two of us were having was about like the Mario Kart World DLC, the layout of world, right? That if you add islands off the side of the main world of Mario Kart World, for people who don't own the DLC, that would be kind of strange, right? To have it where some people have the islands, but some people don't, so you're driving around in free roam, it's weird.
Yeah, that's
Our
tough.
Solution that we came up with, right, is there are 2 big things that have happened within the world of Mario since the release of Mario Kart World, right? There is Donkey Kong Bonanza, and there was the Mario Galaxy movie, right? Those were the 2 big things. I think a lot of people assume, because of the lack of costumes for Pauline and for Donkey Kong in World, like naturally at some point there's going to be something Bonanza related, there's going to be new costumes for them, maybe like young Pauline, maybe you're going to get like the overalls, the mining outfit for Donkey Kong, that kind of thing. Makes sense.
Definitely.
Well, where does Donkey Kong Bonanza take place?
In the, underground, is that...
Exactly. Now here's the thing, because if you do an island on the main map, again, that makes it weird if you're on free roam.
Sure.
But if you just make a crater, like a hole in a part of the world that drops you down onto a second layer, and that crater, when you're playing with people online who do not have the DLC, just has a little like construction thing around it that you can't get past, that's an easy solution where you don't have to load up a whole other world, and that if you're already in that world and people already have the DLC pack, they can then populate in that world for free roam, right?
Yes.
So if we're assuming we do an underground layer within Mario Kart World, there's your answer for a themed first course of DLC. You could do it all Bonanza themed, throw in Void Kong, Lanky Kong, whatever, all the Kong characters, still add additional characters, throw in some Mario characters that are tangentially related, do some Paulines, maybe even throw like EGAD in there. You could tie in some of the stuff with Luigi's Mansion.
I mean,
like,
where's
there's
he
a
been?
lot that you can do. Right, exactly. Underground. There you go. So I feel like if you do the first expansion as Underground and Bonanza theming, right? Mm-hmm. What would be the other natural thing? You have the main layer, you've got the underground, the sky, right? Well, what
Going
just
up.
happened in the sky or in outer space? We still don't have Rainbow Road on the map. You know how there's the whole thing where you go into the
That's
sky
right.
and there's like a
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Realistically, I think what they could do is connect that and have a layer in space as separate little galaxy planets that you explore, each with a variety of different courses. And if they do that, then you get more of the galaxy side characters. You can get like, because again, Mario Kart World did a great job of introducing like the NPCs as playable racers, right? Mm-hmm. So if you started throwing in some of those galaxy dudes, you maybe threw in like the little wooden guys from Galaxy 2 who are also present in the movie. You do Ukiki, who was in the movie as well in the Gateway Galaxy. You throw Rob in there. Rob hasn't been back in a Mario Kart since DS. You could also throw in, and this is where it's all coming back together, Star Fox, because again, one of the first party characters that a lot of people assumed would eventually be added in DLC for the Booster Course pack, because we had Zelda, we had Splatoon, we had Animal Crossing, was Fox, right? There was never Fox. The idea of like an R-Wing racing car that transforms, where you've got like Slippy, Peppy, Falco, and Fox, all as playable racers, and it now makes sense because they've been directly related to the Mario movie, and may I add, with my little conspiracy theory brain on, Miyamoto just last week mentioned he wants to fold in the canon of the film in future games. I'm telling you, if we don't get in some way, shape, or form Star Fox as playable racers in Mario Kart World and some type of Galaxy expansion, I truly don't know what they're doing. So that's my guess. I think we're doing Bonanza and Galaxy are the two big expansions, one in the sky, one underground, with lots of characters correlating to both as the new DLC. Yeah.
I love that. I would go, obviously, for both of those. That's another, I'll pay another 80, whatever.
Easy.
I love both of, and I'm a teacher, so I would do both of those. But I think what you were saying, right? Like, so Bonanza, obviously, you could think of, throw the Lagoon layer, the Feast layer, the resort. Like, there's so many fun locations in there. I thought when I was watching the movie, it was very funny that they were specifically mentioning a few galaxies that were actually in the game. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, so they said Gateway and they said Space Junk. They also alluded to Planet Bowser, in the movie. And then there was this casino planet. And I'm like, that's 4 tracks. That's a cup right there, man.
That's what I'm telling you, because then if you're thinking of who else would they add for the Galaxy one, again, like you said, the Bonanza one kind of writes itself. And NPCs from the Galaxy games would make sense. But I've seen people be like, but there aren't that many other Galaxy characters. I'm like, I can tell you right now, you could easily, just from the movie itself, do Rob, Fox, Luma Lee, who is now in like Mario Tennis. You obviously do
Luma Lee was sick in
Super
Mario
easy.
Tennis. Yeah.
You throw Luma Lee in there, right? You could also do Lubba from Galaxy 2, right? With the Starship Mario, which could also be a course, like super easy. And on top of all of that, like with the other members of Team Star Fox, if you did other Galaxy characters, like you said, the Casino Planet, there's your Ninja, there's your Wart, there's your Burno, Mouser, Claw Grip, like they're all the Mario 2 characters, throw them in there as well. Ukiki, like again, there's so many. And I feel also, like there's such a strong case that could be made for Galaxy DLC.
Yeah, I think people would also unironically get hype for the return of Honey Queen, like in a funny way.
Oh, easily. Yeah, Honey Queen is a playable. Yes, absolutely. Of course.
That'd be so cool.
How could I forget Honey Queen? Unbelievable.
She could honestly be that could be a track too. Is her because her little planet. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Honey Hive would
maybe
be a sick track actually.
I didn't even think about but her as a track would be really funny. How would she feel about that? I don't know.
Right, racing around her, picking up the star pieces. That's
really funny.
Yeah.
So I'm totally in that camp where if the DLC expands, we've checked off basically the base Mario world, so it should expand into Galaxy, into Bonanza. And I just wanted to talk to you quickly about Bonanza because if I remember correctly, you're not a huge platformer gaming guy.
No.
But
it's funny. I've said this before. Is I've always liked. This is blasphemous as a Nintendo YouTuber, but it is what it is. I have always liked Sonic and Donkey Kong's 2D platformers more than Mario's. Always.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like always been the case. And so for me, I was dying because I loved Donkey Kong 64. Like, I grew up in the era of hype of DK64, getting the Hot News 64 VHS tape. Like, I mean, I was obsessed. I would watch it religiously. So I wanted a 3D Donkey Kong game for a long time. But to see one made by the Odyssey team at the level of quality that it was, with K. Rool coming back, was like literally a dream come true game for me. This past year has been dream come true games for me. So yeah, I adored Bonanza.
That is one of those few games that I'm like, that's a 10, man. That is a 10.
Easy.
Like, it is so fun. But when you actually, this is funny because I'll join you in the pit against 2D Mario here, because I honestly think that I think Wonder's awesome. I think Mario World is awesome.
Wonder's cool. Yeah, I think World is one of my favorites, of course.
The first New Super Mario Bros. On DS is pretty sick, too. But I think that Sonic 3, Mania, and literally every single DKC game is better than, any other.
A virtual handshake, Henry. Right there, I'm right there with you. 110%. Yes. Yeah, virtual fist bump. Exactly.
There we go. Oh, yeah. So before the comments kill us, back to Star Fox. I think a lot of people probably this week woke up expecting maybe some Star Fox news.
Sure.
And
you and I included. I think both of us are totally buying into it. Like, I absolutely expected, because we're recording this on a Tuesday. This was the Tuesday that a lot of people were speculating we were going to see that announcement of that rumored Star Fox game. And I mean, we even talked about it beforehand. We're like, it would be awesome. They announce it the morning of, and then we do the Star Fox podcast.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
It would have been awesome, huh?
It would have been awesome, but I still fully believe that's happening. I completely agree. Yeah.
I have zero doubt, and I'm not even thinking about the rumors particularly, because I'm also like, why do you think they would put Fox McCloud, a character who has not had a game in 10 years, in their movie without some ulterior plan? I think 100% we're getting a game. I think it is probably coming out in June, and I think, and again, I am not a leaker, so I don't want to see any Twitter posts about this if this doesn't come true.
You're talking to Mr. Star Fox Grand Prix over here, so I mean, I feel like that's you're fine. You're in good company. I'm like, hey, good.
You said it, not me. You said I didn't have to bring it up. But yeah, so I think the tough pill to swallow might be that this Star Fox game is getting announced and shadow dropped in a June Nintendo Direct. I actually think that could also happen. Yeah, and I think that's going to be...
There maybe was a plan to have it like as an announcement in April, and I do almost wonder if Nintendo is like, I cannot believe all this stuff leaked. I would not want to be in Nintendo's position, right? If this ends up being true, this is horrible for them, right? This is, I mean, a Star Fox and an Ocarina of Time remake are like two of the biggest announcements that you can make. And if both of those dropped randomly in like a content creator's video, of course they're going to be upset about it. So if there was initially a plan to like announce it in April and then eventually release it in June, I could totally see a world in order to like kind of stave off the rumors and at least give people a little bit of a surprise again, to say, let's just hold on to this and shadow drop it, right?
Yeah.
Wait until the Mario Galaxy movie's out, because as of now, it is now out in Japan, right? Yeah. It's Golden Week, so allow some people to go see it. If they wanted to do an announcement in May, have it in June, maybe have it be a smaller multiplayer type game, or like you said, shadow drop it in the first direct of June, because we always have one during that first week of June around Summer Game Fest time. Like, we know that's going to happen. What a crazy, awesome way would it be to open up the direct if, like, boom, here's a new Star Fox, you can play it today. Amazing, you know?
And exactly, I think so. So I think there was a world where the game literally did get announced today. And again, I'm not Nintendo. I don't know what they're thinking, but as someone who's followed them for many, many years and seen, their ups and downs through Wii to Wii U and now back to Switch and Switch 2, I have a feeling like if Star Fox leaked in a rumor, they would be like, that sucks that someone leaked it, but okay, whatever. Stick to our guns. The fact that an Ocarina of Time remake leaked, I can't imagine how livid they must be at that.
I know.
And like
I know.
that, and like, so people normally, I would think Nintendo's not going to change their marketing based on a leaker that probably, like maybe 100,000 people have seen on like socials. Like, their mass audience doesn't know this, but it's like, I honestly think both leaks are real, and I think them
I do too.
seeing the Ocarina of Time thing get stolen from them, like they don't get to drop that surprise. I do think they would pull like a little bit of a vindictive move to be like, nope, you're wrong. It's not in April. We call the shots here, which I honestly, I don't blame them for too much, because it does suck to have the rug pulled out from under you. It's like, I can only imagine, they're a massive corporation, but there are individuals who worked on Ocarina, probably those people who played the game as kids and were thinking every day, this is going to be so exciting when this comes out of the blue.
I can't wait to tell my family and my friends, and it's going to be
awesome. Now some random guy on a podcast is telling them. So it's like, that sucks. I'm not even going to front. I was out of my mind excited when I heard both of these things.
Me too. Are you kidding? Of course, yeah.
But I can see where Nintendo's coming from. I think I was talking to some people in the Star Fox community yesterday, just going like, look, even if it doesn't happen tomorrow, we still have lots of fun games to play. There's a lot of stuff to get caught up on, a lot of amazing things that came out. And even like, Star Fox games, you can go play your favorite Star Fox game. We lasted for 10 years after Zero. Yeah, we can last a few more months. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, we sure did. I know. It is funny, too. I brought up the Grand Prix thing, but I do think it is funny, though, because this is now the second time, like, in which this big Star Fox rumor has come out, and now people are like, wait a minute, are we not actually getting one? Like, I would highly recommend, go watch the Did You Know Gaming video all about Star Fox Grand Prix, where I talk about the fact that, like, that was a logo I literally made for a YouTube video that got shared around by one of my friends that then turned into this big thing where all these journalists were like, we want to say that we know something, and we know this person's credible and this person's credible, let's talk about it. And it became this like snowball effect thing. And obviously, like, the reason it's fun to talk about is the fact that, like, if this was an actual real leak, first off, I would never, ever put my own relationship with Nintendo on the line to leak something.
That's crazy.
Ever. Like, I literally would never do it. So on that hand already, it was silly. But then after that as well, I was like, when I was coming up with the logo, it was because there was a Star Fox and Metroid game, you might remember, was rumored like a long time ago. And I was like, Star Fox, cool. Metroid racing game, cool, whatever. Like, what would the logo for that be? So I was like, here's Star Fox Grand Prix, and it would be fun. Well, discover my surprise, right? Well, then of all the random stuff that could be developed, a year later, Ubisoft is making Starlink with Racing 5. And then all of a sudden, people were like, this was a real leak? What the heck? Like, what's happening? It's like, dude, Grand Prix never existed. It's just weird happenstance that Ubisoft made this like Starlink side mode where there's like a racing Fox thing, Oh my God. I to this day I still feel bad because I am a Star Fox person where I'm like, people really like believed and bought into the idea that like we'll have this racing Star Fox game, but also because I am a Star Fox fan, I'm like, dude, that's the last thing I would want from Star Fox is like a racing game. You and I think both agree, like we want an arcade game, like a classic arcade story, like an Assault follow-up, Give me some good multiplayer. Give me an arcade mode. That's what I want,
It's funny you bring up Starlink because I feel like I was like actively upset when that got announced. I was
Me too!
Because it was like, so it was cool to see them in HD and everything. I'm like, that's great, And I was like, okay, maybe there is a little hope after Zero. But seeing like Mr. Imamura's characters next to forgettable Ubisoft, whoever the hell you are, it was like, I know Nintendo signed off on this. This feels like borderline disrespectful and almost useless. It's just like,
I will say though, the Fox stuff was easily the best part of that game. Like it was.
I'm sure it was.
Even like, did you never played it?
Never played it. No, never played it.
Bro, you run a Star Fox podcast. Go right now on the eShop. Go download that mid-game and play the Fox expansion. Because I'm telling you, the little cutscenes with Wolf that they added and like Fox being present in the game and like racing around, that was actually legitimately fun. Was it the Star Fox we wanted? No. I mean, and but this is a whole conversation we could have as well. I'm curious. what are your thoughts on Zero? I want to hear your thoughts on Star Fox Zero.
Yeah. So just to wrap the Starlink thing, I have watched like the cutscenes that are relevant to the Star Fox
so
thing.
you have. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
because that to me, I was interested in that, especially when they introduced Wolf. Because again,
right.
Wolf is one of the, I think, standout characters of the whole series. So I was a little like, okay, what are they going to do with Wolf? And I did like a lot of, well, first of all, Jay Ward, the voice actor, was incredible. I was a little like, okay, I don't know if Wolf is much of like a galactic domination kind of guy. Like, that's a little silly.
Yeah.
And then I was a little put off by there's like a scene where the Star Wolf guys are like having like a FaceTime call, basically, and they're like, out of the way, no, me. And I'm like, these guys are criminals. What are we doing? Like, why are we making them so silly? Like, I'm used to Leon being like, I'm gonna kill you if you get in my way.
Literally,
and
yeah.
Also the fact
Pigma
that they
saying
brought
things like, we'll be seeing your dad soon, Fox.
Yeah.
Right.
Your
Crazy,
daddy screamed
crazy line.
real good when he
Real
died.
good before he died.
Like, yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
this guy is a monster. But also them bringing back freaking Andrew Oikane, nobody's favorite character, over Panther
Especially-
Caruso.
See, especially because, I'm so glad you say this. See, this is why Assault was so good, right? Because,
Yeah.
I did a whole video about this recently. I think the thing that Assault got right, completely nailed, is that some of the fun of Star Fox has always been the soap opera aspects, right? It's like the fun, goofy, new characters, soap opera aspects of it. And 64, since then, we got the remake of 64 on 3DS, Zero, which is essentially like them going back to 64 and being like, let's just recycle a bunch of stuff too with these new controls tacked on.
We'll get to it.
Right. But when you look at Assault, right, even the opening scene of that game, you get this awesome galactic battle. It's set up beforehand that like Crystal has now since joined Team Star Fox, right?
Yes.
She's got these like psychic powers. You get down there, the very first boss in Assault, right, is against Oinkane. And he's in the Andros classic thing that you're always expecting. And for them to be like, that's not what this game is,
Chef's
and turn it
kiss.
on its head, have him just immediately killed by the Aperoids, and start that whole thing up. And then like 2 levels later, get reintroduced to Star Wolf, and you see, oh, wait a minute, you've got like Panther on the team now. This is really cool. Pigma's still involved, but Wolf doesn't know what he's up to. Getting that moment for Fox, where he finally gets that revenge for his dad when Pigma's taken over by the Aperoids in that giant face battle. Like, incredible. They built upon things in such an interesting way, made Panther into this character that perfectly blends in, like you said, with Star Wolf. Like, the cool factor, he's a little bit of like a ladies' man. He's trying to flirt with Crystal. Like, I loved it. And so again, to go from that into Zero and stuff that we got with Starlink, where it's like, yeah, we're not worried about Panther. It's like, bro, he's so cool though. Why?
So I think with Zero, its biggest flaw was it kind of relinquishing the fact that it's like, okay, there's been a lot of progress made on these characters and their arcs. Some good, some bad, right? Some contentious, especially with like Command and stuff. There's some weird stuff.
Oh, yeah,
some
of
people
course.
in my comments argue if that game is even canon, which, sorry, it is. It did come out.
Yeah, of course.
The thing is, like, the separate ending routes are not all canon, because you can't. That's the point. It's alternate routes. But there was a point where Fox told Crystal, "No, you're not on the team anymore. We have to accept that." With Zero, first of all, them like erasing characters like Crystal, who are like extremely popular. I can't understand why you would want
Crystal,
to
of course.
do that. But it didn't wow graphically. It looks all right. But I'm like, it also looks like this was prototyped on the Wii, you guys.
110%. And it's crazy when you get the beautiful, realistic, like gorgeous space backgrounds in Assault. Even like the planets, when you're around Fortuna and you see the vines growing all over the place. Even the Aperoid, like the main planet of the Aperoids, right? We were going around the facility. It's super cool looking. To go from that to Zero. Like, Zero to me feels extremely sanitized. It's like, we want to make a very generic looking kind of Fox game, right? We want people to immediately feel this is a Star Fox game, but we're not going to take too many risks with it. We're kind of like rebooting. We're starting from zero, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
that to me was I think its biggest fault, but also the biggest reason, like when I watched the Mario movie and you open up with that Fox sequence and it's all 2D animated and you're seeing them again, I'm like, they get it. I'm like, Nintendo gets it now. This is what I want. This is exactly it. Like you get those remixes of the classic songs, but it's not just taking them one for one. You're getting like dun 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 dun.
How?
But it's transitioning to other stuff like. Oh, so good.
How did you go into my mind and know that was the exact song I was going to bring up? Because obviously we all knew he was going to be in the movie, and the whole entrance scene happened with the 2D animation. And I was like, "This is incredible!"
Right.
And then I'm sitting next to my brother. I go, "Oh my god, we still got like half the movie left, and this is going to be filled with him and Star Fox stuff." And the moment the Venom theme hit, and because like that brought me back to that track orchestrated on the Corneria stage in Melee.
Of course, in Melee.
And I literally left my seat. I was like, and I'm usually someone who's just
not
like,
alone.
I'm rocking along. I literally just got up. I was like, are you kidding me? So that was cool.
We went to the midnight screener of the movie.
Yeah.
We went to the midnight screener that was at Universal. And it was a packed theater. There were 4 screens all playing the Galaxy movie at midnight at Universal City Walk. And I was there with Fidel and Aro, obviously from Japan time. And we're there. We're taking up this whole row with a bunch of other Nintendo fans. And when that hits and you get it where it's like Fox dogfighting against Bowser Jr.'s UFO from Galaxy, and then when you get to the climax of the film and he's in the actual observatory doing barrel rolls, I'm like, this is crazy. This is like beyond my wildest dreams of when they were like, Fox is going to be in this movie, that we were going to get him piloting the observatory. It's just crazy. I know.
It. That was so cool. And I'm also of the opinion, removing my Star Fox bias from it, that I think both him and Rosalina were used appropriately in this movie. Yes. And that if anyone is worried about, Rosalina not getting enough, there is absolutely no chance that she will not be in this third movie. Like,
she'll be in the next movie or whatever. Of course.
It's coming. It's coming. But yeah, so, Zero didn't wow graphically. And then its biggest sin, in my point, kind of like what you're saying, it went back to Zero and it decided, okay, we're going to take all these iconic lines from Star Fox 64 and we're going to just open up a thesaurus and slightly change all of the lines so that they literally become not iconic by taking away literally the words that frame them. So you end up having, instead of, Leon saying annoying bird, he says buzzard. And I'm like, wow, now I really know more about Leon's character. This is very interesting.
Meanwhile, you go back to Assault, right? And you have that great moment in Corneria. I literally, I'm not even joking. I've talked about this story on Japan Time before, right?
Yes.
Where I walk around my kitchen. Reagan is like literally in the living room or something, and I'll walk around my kitchen and randomly I'll be like, my body is no longer under my control. The Aperoids, they've taken over. And then Slippy's like, General Pepper! And you got Panther going, he's a tough old hound dog. He'll live. Going into the sequence with Fox on the wing with Wolf, and Wolf telling Fox, bro, trust your instincts. When the time comes, just act like... it's peak.
That level might be the best thing in Star Fox.
Incredible.
I'll tell you,
incredible.
my brother and I, he's actually, my brother's probably like your age and I'm like 4 or 5 years younger. So I was a kid and the General Pepper thing kind of rocked me to my core.
It was
because
amazing.
It was so amazing story-wise, and it was also so dark for a Nintendo game and so messed up that I remember, so like Slippy's freaking out, Peppy's freaking out, and Wolf goes, that's what happens, Fox. Accept it. And you're like...
Accept it. Oh, it was so good.
And it's so
It was
cool.
so good.
Yeah.
Even Peppy's sacrifice at the end, right? Where he, like, with the Great Fox, and he slams it into the Aperoid plant. Like, that's what I'm saying. The story beats of Assault were just so good and knew what to pull from and how to propel the characters forward while not really, like, removing anything, right? Like, by the end of it, everyone's pretty much okay. I think the only two that aren't are Pigma, who, like, explodes. And his face, disintegrates. I think Pigma's gone. But I think everyone else is fine. Like, the General's fine. Even Oinkini is okay by the end. So, like, they're chilling. But that's paired with the stuff in Soria, right? Where then they made canon the Dinosaur Planet stuff. Which was also awesome to be like, oh, Tricky and Crystal are just, like, around now. At some point, maybe we will see General Scales again. Like, it's cool. They weren't shying away from it.
Namco definitely could have been like, nah, we're not doing anything with Dinosaur
course.
Planet. That's Rare's game. But they did Crystal better than they did in Star Fox Adventures because she's actually in Assault. And
he's not just ogling over her, being like, "Ooh," as they're playing smooth jazz music, right?
I interviewed Crystal's original voice actress, Estelle Ellison.
Right on.
You know, she was in like not enough of Adventures at all. It's crazy to think about how much, like, she's a really talented voice actor, and she's got like the first level in the last thing. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But with Assault, it's like they nailed this, like Wolf and Leon and all those guys. They're not evil, but they're like mercenaries, and they're like, we're going to do our thing, so stay out of our way. And there's this line I'll always remember in the Corneria chapter where shit is like hitting the fan, and it's all bad. And Panther goes, oh, they just destroyed one of my favorite cafes down there. It's so funny because it's like, dude, he is so casual about everything and the world
feels lived in, like you said.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Like, again, it's like something that minor, right? Mentioning a cafe that you likes to go to is something that immediately goes, oh, cool, they've been here before, there's history here. Like, and it's such an easy thing to do instead of just regurgitating, like you said, break it out of the thesaurus and doing all these new versions of the same old lines we've heard 100 times.
Perform a barrel roll.
Right. Oh.
It's so crazy. When I remember, I've been playing Zero, actually, which, okay, controls, I literally have no problem with. They take a little to get used to. I also don't.
By the second playthrough, when you're like through it, I also think that the controls are actually fine. That's like one of the least bad things about that game.
I wish you could turn them off, right? Like, I wish you could play it like 64, but I think it's really fun. I think it's such a fun game to, again, like you said, kind of find the alternate levels and the alternate routes. Like, once you're at that point, the game's a breeze, and it's super fun. And they add a lot of cool things, like fighting the hunter ships that the Star Wolf has.
Sure.
And the level
I still think the best level in Zero is when you're fighting Star Wolf on the planet that orbits Galaxy style. That is hands down the best level in Zero, at least for me. And then having that followed up by that Andros fight in the cone that's just miserable. I'm like, bro, how do you go from one of the best fights in the game into like one of the worst final bosses you could have made for this?
Especially when it seemed like they were kind of doing like the whole plot with the portals. It almost seemed like, hey, maybe it won't exactly be an Andros fight again. And I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
They didn't even give us like the brain. Like, I thought maybe we would get something weird. And the fact that game has no multiplayer is like that's so lame. Like,
it's atrocious. I know.
That was meant to be like the Wii U swan song, and now it's like, it seems like you delayed it and then you kind of ditched it at the end as like a gamepad test, like tech demo kind of thing. But in terms of, this is the only game we've had in 10 years, it's still a quality game. It is still like
still fine.
A fun game to play that just misses the mark in important like world building and character ways. Music is great. A lot of music made it into Smash too. But when
I don't know if I agree with that, but
well, it's like, I think the music
Zero, the music is good for sure.
But
it's like the
when you
melodies
have
are good.
Assault,
right?
Yeah,
I think the thing is, again, it was a step backwards to go from full orchestrations into, again, like, I get the vibe they were going for to have it a little more electronic, but like when you have those kind of like faux orchestrations that are very clearly MIDI, if you know like anything about music, well, I'm sure we are like, oh, come on, bro, like, don't even try this at this point. No, just go full electronic if you're gonna do it. It's almost like disrespectful to what Assault did to then have these orchestrations that aren't actual orchestrations, you know?
It's like the Dragon Quest music in Smash is like, bro, you programmed this trumpet on a computer, man.
Exactly, man, exactly.
Like, I'm not in, this isn't Gen 3, dude. Put the trumpet away.
Right. And I'd rather listen to the trumpet in Gen 3 because at least that had a little bit of character.
100%. I'm still searching for the Four Tree City freaking CD in Pocopia. I can't find it, man. I can't find it. Anyway, so, you know, if Zero is the last game that we got, I can view it in a little bit of a better light. But Assault's always will be, you know, it'll be number one for me. Roger, this has been a blast. So thank you so much for chatting Star Fox. I know we didn't
Absolutely, of course.
We probably didn't even cover as many things as we thought, but
we can. You got me for another half hour easy. I'm like, you're good. Ask away. I'm an open book.
Let's chat.
Let's go.
Let's
go, man. Make a long episode. I don't care. Let's go. We can extend it. You want to do two parts? I'm good, man. I'm chilling. It's Star Fox. I don't get the opportunity every day to talk Star Fox specifically. We are a dying breed within the Nintendo community, and I feel like it's smart to plant our roots now before it explodes whenever this new game comes out and more people are getting into it, to be like, I was there, all right? I'm one of the OGs, bro. You weren't there when Panther watched his favorite cafe in Corneria burn. I was there.
So true. No, it's so true. I mean, so I started writing the first video on my channel. I started writing about a month after Bonanza came out because I was like, we need a Star Fox Bonanza. And like the whole purpose of the video was I was like, who's going to make this? Is it going to be retro? Is it going to be next level games? Who could it be? And it just fell on the back burner like most Star Fox things do. But as soon as I saw that movie poster, I was like kicking into high gear. Like, it's time. People are ready to talk about this series again, and I just gotta make my opinions known. And for everyone listening now, the love I've gotten from a lot of the Star Fox community in just like a month since starting this channel has been incredible. So, we're going to keep this going, and I'm going to keep this episode going with Roger right now. This is the
let's go.
This is our post-credit scene right here. So
there you go.
We're going to take it back to Smash for a second because
great. We're not even wait, hold on. No, I can't. I'm not going to let you do this. You have me here. We're not even going to speculate on the new Star Fox game. Like what this could be, who is developing this. We have to. I mean, that's like, we have to have that discussion.
Right. Let's say give me the warning when we need to send it back to Smash, because you're right. I do have some Star Fox ideas. And I'm going to hit you with some and you're going to hit me with some. That's how we're going to do it.
Great.
So, first of all, we got to get out of the Lilat system straight up. And I would love, because there's surprisingly never been any sort of like lion villain character in Star Fox, and
I love that. Okay,
that to me is the next like I guess sort of like pinnacle animal that you could make as some sort of villain. I think you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, right?
I have. Yeah.
And you watched Korra
as well. I've watched all of it, and recently too, because I got into them. I never watched them as kids, and I did a watch through series about 2 years ago and binge through all of it. So yeah,
let's go. Okay, well I gotta check that out. So what I kind of imagine for the new Star Fox villains is a small group of characters similar to the villains in Book 3 of Korra, where it's not like it's not like a huge faction, but it's more just like this is a group of people that are mercenaries, or they're more in like sort of a mafia sense where there is like a tie and like you need if you're part of it once. Okay.
I love this, dude.
So if you're part of it once, you're part of it for life. And I think it should be like Jungle Cats. And this will tie into Panther, who...
and he used to be... Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm salivating, man. Yes, 100 times yes.
What I'm thinking is that it's like he is forcibly, like, called back, and it's like this, he's doing mercenary work or something that might end up being sort of like... more like evil or like morally gray in nature that even Starwolf is surprised by. And Fox and Wolf are like, why is Panther off the grid? What's going on? And Panther being like, do not dig deeper down this hole. You don't want to get involved. Like this, I have to do this. This is so crazy. And this could bring back characters like Cat from 64 and Zero. And I think it would just be like wherever these villains are based, we're going to that system, and you're having new planets that can follow similar themes, but we're not going to have like Titania and Ficina and Fortuna again. I would like some more, maybe a new iteration of a lava planet, a different kind of like some interiors that are like Landmaster involved and stuff like that. Because I also want to keep the multiple vehicles thing going, of course.
100%, of course, yeah.
But I've always had this thing about like Fox in Assault is very like mild mannered. He can be explosive, but he also can keep a cool head. And there's this one line he says that I'm like, this is so funny. This is the way he says it. But it's when Peppy comes back in the last epilogue scene. He goes like, "What's up, Peppy?" He tries to be so cool with it.
Yeah. Oh, see, it's funny. I always read that line read as a kid of him basically tearing up.
Yeah,
he was his voice was kind of cracking. Yeah, exactly. Being
I think exactly because he's
like,
trying to he's trying to go through the emotions. It's such a cool
I love this
idea. But I like.
See, how often do you get this opportunity? That's what I'm saying.
Dude.
People who know the quotes from the. I love this. And you're
not a lot.
talking about the jungle cats, that is such a good idea. You have a cheetah, a lion. Yep. In fact, you can even tie in the links from Star Fox 2. You could have Mia and Faye now added in.
That'd be so cool.
Because technically those characters, right, are now fully canon. That game has been released.
Yep.
It's been re-released now, not just on the Super Nintendo Classic, but on NSO now. Those games are now officially part of the Star Fox lore, and technically are the most recently released Star Fox games.
Exactly.
If you want to count it as that. So if they built upon that and you do Mia and Faye, you add some new other villain type characters, some cool. I love the idea of a space mafia. That is awesome. Yeah.
And I think if you have again, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I'm picturing just the opening scene of Lion King and just picking those animals to be the bosses, the mid-level bosses. You could have a hippo, a zebra, a giraffe, a hyena.
Dude, a giraffe would be so sick.
It'd be so cool.
I see his photo where the animation of it, where his head is down here, but the neck is curved because he's stuck in the cockpit. Bro, it writes itself. So I'm telling you, this series is so good. It really does write itself. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think gameplay wise, just a good follow up of Assault, but also with the sort of side mode as an arcade thing that is. Yes. This is every on rails level, and you can avoid any of this middle of the chapters talking or cutscenes, any of these sort of the stuff I like, but
of course,
I'm sure there's a lot of people who just are well, I do just want Star Fox 64 2 and with a new villain and everything. So I feel like an arcade mode would be fantastic, and just to get a better high score each time.
Yeah, and, I love that.
Branching paths, all that stuff coming back would be so cool. How about you, man? Where are you on the terms of how should the gameplay be iterated upon, and what characters do you want to see get in the spotlight?
Well, I already brought up the Star Fox 2 cast. I think that's such a good opportunity now that game is out to actually reintroduce them and put them back into it. I mean, I'm a sucker, of course, for all the Star Fox 64 characters. You bring back Bill and Kat and all of them. I'm happy about it. Yeah. And obviously, I'm right there with you with Panther. I also love Crystal. I think it's a shame that, she hasn't been showing up recently. And I even like some of the Command characters. I would love if they picked up from one of the endings and was here's Dash, and showing what Venom looks like now. Especially if Venom and Andross are no longer the villains. If they do build upon the idea that actually they have this buddy named Dash who they went on an adventure with that's now ruling over Venom, but actually he's an ally now, and you have the army of Venom on your side, right? You have Dash's monkey army fighting alongside you against the lions would be so sick. And again, you don't even really need to explain that, because if you look back at Star Fox 64, none of that was explained, right? They show up on Katina with Bill. It's not explained, right? You get the stuff with Kat. There's that backstory with Falco, but you don't need to flesh the whole thing out. It's just, it is what it is. They had history with each other, and that's fine. I don't think they need to dive too into it to connect all of the lore. And I think if this is internally done by Nintendo in a way that Mario Odyssey or Bonanza has been, right? They don't also really care about the lore implications with that either. It's Pauline's a kid in this one. Yeah, Odyssey, Pauline's now a mayor. It doesn't matter. They don't have to connect seamlessly. Yeah. And the thing I do want to say in terms of development for this, because everything you said, I'm right alongside. I love having an expanded story mode that's also like an arcade, but having a high scored mode that kind of skips all the cutscenes or whatever if you just want to play the levels, all the on-rails stuff. I think multiplayer is super important. I'm so happy when these rumors are coming out about this apparently being multiplayer focused and being funny. I'm dude, that's it. If it's funny and multiplayer focused, I'm all in, man. That's great.
It's going to be huge.
I think my worry with that is if it's multiplayer only and there's not actually any type of on-rail element. But I think even then, if they wanted to expand upon that and do a multiplayer only Star Fox type game, I wouldn't be opposed to it in the era of Fortnite, right? Like I think
No.
if you did some type of like thing where you're dropped into a dogfight and it's all these different people that are on the map and you could choose from all these different characters and all these different skins and all the different music, I think that could be a really fun celebration of Star Fox to get people back into it without necessarily having like any of the story stuff needing to be picked up on again, you know? It's like fresh start, clean slate, here's everybody, we could build upon it in the next one, but this is like a multiplayer focused one. I would be fine with that. For me, music is such a big part of it. The music's got to slap. I think that was, again, my biggest thing with Zero. Some of the compositions were good, but again, that fake orchestration thing, I wasn't really a fan of. And I think what they did with the music in the movie, actually, in Galaxy with Star Fox, was great. Because it's like, if you're not going to go the full orchestration route, break out the electric guitar, go full like 80s electronica, like that is awesome. And that vibe, I think, fits perfectly with the world of Star Fox. Or even like if you wanted to go in like a more chill kind of way, right? Like Vaporwave. I think Vaporwave has obviously been very popular in the last like 10 years. Imagine like the main menu screen with all the neon with like Vaporwave music and remixes of like Star Fox. Oh, would be so good. So I'm totally on board with that.
The sort of presentation you're describing, especially with the like neon vaporwave thing, does give me vibes of like F-Zero 99 and like NST could be making this. And
That's dude. Oh, you are nailing it, bro. That's literally what I was gonna say. Is I feel this could be NST's new game because obviously they made F-Zero 99. If this is multiplayer focused, I don't think it's a 99 game. Do you agree?
No,
like,
I don't think it'll have that.
99.
I don't think it'll be named that. Because I think Star Fox doesn't exactly lend itself to a battle royale type like game. 99 to me screams like, okay, this is a set amount of like timed elimination. We are all these players at once. Where F-Zero, that's literally perfect for. Like that game is way better than most people think it is.
That game is incredible. Yeah, top 10.
And I do think
seriously.
that yes, 100%. I do think that the F-Zero series itself is on track for a comeback where it's like 3 years that came out, then F-Zero GX gets re-released, and 2029 maybe new game. Who knows?
There you go.
I think multiplayer as a focus doesn't scare me too much, but like you said, multiplayer only. That's the that is the worry because I'm like I do just want to see what these characters are up to or what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the idea of NST making a like online multiple characters, multiple ships, that sounds pretty damn good to me. Like
the other studio, I think that would be a really good choice for this too, that we don't know what they're up to right now. I think a lot of people presume, well, of course, after Mario Strikers, they're going to be doing another Luigi's Mansion game. Those Luigi's Mansion games sell so well, like of course they're making one. But I kind of feel like Next Level, with their animations and their humor, would be kind of perfect for Star Fox. Like, if they were going to be working on something that wasn't Luigi, I do feel like Star Fox could be it. And even the way that Fox was laid out in the Mario movie, and, like, the look of the other Fox characters in the Mario movie, and, like, the way he was acting, screamed Next Level to me. In a way where, like, I would not be surprised if they're the developer. I'm
glad you said that, because I also got that vibe from the 2D animation that it's not so far like Mario Strikers Battle League is not the coolest game ever. It's kind of lame in a lot of ways. But the animations are sublime. And they during the Hyper Strikes they put sort of that cell shaded fade what's the word I'm thinking of, filter over it.
Right.
And I could see a Star Fox game with that cell shaded filter just on at all times.
Like looking
that kind
like
of
it, exactly.
Yeah, it kind of adds to that sort of 80s like really campy sci-fi feel. Because that's the thing. I think Zero's problem was it didn't really stand out as a like.
No.
This game needs to be like Star Fox's Breath of the Wild moment, as in like no other game looks like this game. Like every other Star Fox game pales in comparison to just like this bold art style we're doing. And even if it's like, this is a game that could have ran on the PS3, like Nintendo's art style is way more important than Nintendo's graphical output.
Agreed.
Sometimes they nail both. Sometimes, like Prime 4, they nail both sometimes.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Not all. It's way more important to me to have a solid art style rather than like cutting edge graphics.
I totally agree. And I think with Star Fox, there's a very easy way to do that where it looks cutting edge, right? Because Assault, I don't know if you felt the same way as a kid, but I remember seeing Assault and being like blown away by the graphics.
Yes,
like again,
100%.
The environments, everything in it. But realistically, when you go back and play it, like a lot of the stuff that's in the ground missions, you're like, ooh, this is actually kind of ugly and jaggy.
Little crusty.
But
yeah.
At the time, it looked like incredible, right?
Yeah.
And I think those big swings that Assault was taking was kind of what was missing from Zero. And exactly what you just said, having some type of either cel-shaded look or some very unique kind of style of being like, this is what Fox is, taking it in a bold new direction, I think is totally the way to go. Because the other Fox games aren't going anywhere. And in fact, they're like readily available. You could play Star Fox. You could play, 64 on NSO right now. I have no doubt at some point in the future, Assault and Adventures are going to go on there too. And I even think there's a potential for, like, if they make this a multiplayer type Star Fox game, to be like, let's just branch off and try something different and let's make a new Adventures game. Especially if Zelda is now going more in the direction, not if the Ocarina of Time thing is to be believed, but more in the direction of like the open world style type games, right?
Yep.
That if they need some type of 3D dungeon crawly adventure game, honestly, Adventures would be the way to go, because the thing people clown at Adventures, at least Adventures sold well. Like, Adventures sold well. So, and so that's the one thing, is people always clown at Adventures, but Adventures sold significantly better than Assault did. And
it's a good game.
It's a solid game, exactly.
Like,
there's a lot of people our age that look at that fondly as like a Zelda clone, you know?
Yeah, I think it's like, it's a Zelda clone, but we're also in an era of, we don't get a lot of traditional Zelda anymore. So it's like, people playing that today would probably be very surprised. Like, yeah, it's like goofy as hell. Like, there's a lot of like, wait, I can't believe this is a Star Fox game. But the idea that it is a bad game is not what it is at all. It's just like,
not at all.
It's not what you expect, but it is really fun if you take it what it is. And I unironically think that the a cutscene with Tricky and Crystal and Fox in Assault is like,
so good.
That game needed to exist to get to that hilariousness, and so I'll take Star Fox Adventures 100% for that. It's so crazy.
I love it.
Oh my god. So I do want to talk a little bit. We've got our Star Fox. I guess I'll say eggs in a basket, or foxes in a row, whatever.
Foxes in a row, sure.
I don't get to talk to someone who is as much of a Smash aficionado as often as I could. Your main showed up in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, I'm pretty sure. How'd that feel?
And I was dude, I will tell you, that was also another moment where I screamed. Like, I literally got out of my chair and screamed. When Luigi painted Mr. Game & Watch, I was like, oh, this is a funny cameo. I love this. This is awesome. But then to see him actually go in with the hammer and like floating around with the parachute, I'm like, wait, we're really doing this. Like, he's putting in the work against Dry Bowser. What is it? So I adored that. I mean, I feel like that was done in just the right way to have Mr. Game & Watch pop up, where it's not like taking away from it too much. It's in the middle of the fight. If you know what it is, it's great. And again, a lot of the people who are watching that movie know Fox from Smash Brothers the same way they know Mr. Game & Watch. So it's like, I think they did it in just the right amount, just the right little, hey, here's something for the big fans out there, but like, hey, maybe it'll get other kids interested in what the Game & Watch is. So I love it. And for people who don't even know, it's just like, oh, that's just like a fun little stick figure.
Exactly. It was so weird to me that I saw some people being like, well, this totally takes away from the drama of the fight. And I'm like,
no way.
While Gusty Garden is playing in the background? Yeah, no, it doesn't.
As you're flying around with Bowser, with the Sunshine Paintbrush and the Wonder Flower powers, with Dry Bowser, with all the Galaxy 2 power-ups, with Yoshi with them, it's like, come on, man. It takes away from that. Especially because he summons the Odyssey Dragon at the end. You're like, bro,
that was so cool. Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
The thing that I thought was so funny is my brother, who does not play all the Mario games, he recognized the Odyssey Dragon. When Mario got the red star, he goes, what is that? Is that a new thing? Like, no one knows what that power up is.
That's so funny.
I bet you.
Meanwhile, everybody was like begging for more Galaxy stuff like that, obviously. They're like, please.
What I would bet you is half the people on Twitter that stan Galaxy were probably also like, Red Star? Red Star?
Red Star? What is that? Right. That's so funny.
It's so funny. But yeah, so with the Smash stuff in mind, this is another thing that I was like, you got pushback on Japan Time that I could not understand, is I think there is no more solid character to add as a newcomer than the Pokopia Ditto in the next Smash.
Thank you very much.
Like, because
totally
it
agree,
also,
yes.
It's such a Sakurai pick. Like, just the idea of, like, no one else can play like this. And
Right.
it's an iconic character. Like, this guy wanted to have Ditto in since Melee. Like, he would love this,
Literally.
like, you know.
Thank you.
It's
Literally,
so great.
it's in the player's guide for Melee.
Yeah.
Ditto was planned as a Pokeball Pokemon. It made it to print, and they still
printed
didn't
it.
have it in the final version of the game. So I am totally on board with you. I think, and
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
considering how huge Pokopia has been. That game
Yeah.
is a sales juggernaut, right?
Yeah.
And Nintendo, for as much as we clown on them for it, Nintendo and Pokemon Company, like, they do love their Gen 1 Pokemon. Guess what
Yeah.
Ditto is? A Gen 1 Pokemon.
Gen 1 Pokemon.
But it's also, it wouldn't be Ditto, right? It could be Ditto
Yeah.
and do Ditto things and transform a little bit. But again, Pokopia Ditto, doing all the different transformations from the game, turning into Graveler for rollout or leafage with the vine. I mean, the entire moveset just makes so much sense. And
Definitely.
I feel like, especially if this next game is a reboot, right, and they cut down the roster significantly and they refocus on first parties, that would probably mean that Steve is gone, which means who could be in the place with the building blocks? There you
Yeah.
go. You've got
It's
Pokopia
perfect.
Ditto. It makes a lot of sense. And for the spin-off games to be represented as well with Pokemon, there's not really like a spin-off character in there. That would be the one that makes the most sense. Like, you could throw Todd from Pokemon Snap in there, or you could throw a Pokemon
Yes.
Ranger, but it doesn't hit the same way, you know?
That's
Ditto
true.
would make the most sense.
Okay, so since we're coming to the end of the show here almost, I want to give you some rapid fire Smash
hear
questions.
it.
And this is
Please.
because I agree with you that I think the next game could be like Brawl size and roster to start.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a this or that, basically, like
Okay,
this
easy.
character or that character.
Please.
Okay. And some of them will be veterans, some of them will be newcomers, but it's basically
Great.
from the same series. Would they be better together? Okay.
Great.
Olimar or Ochi with the captain on it.
Oh, and I have to say I can't say I can't
It's-
say Olimar and
listen,
Ochi.
If it's a bigger roster, I say and because I think both of them would be great. But I'm asking
Sure,
or.
of course. I think in the situation where, because Olimar is obviously now, he's still the main, like, spaceman of Pikmin.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Obviously, Pikmin 4 focuses on characters that were not Olimar, but Olimar was present. Louis was also present in side stuff as well. I still think it's crazy that Louis is not playable, because you could do
He would be so
crazy
funny.
stuff with, like, the Titan Dweevil and
Yeah, he'd be like
kind of
a
being the
Pikmin
villain of
villain.
Pikmin.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You could do crazy stuff of him utilizing the actual enemies and throwing carrots. And they could do.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. I think Ochi is the most popular character now after Olimar, and considering what a big deal Pikmin 4 was, it sold really well. The idea of the Pikmin jumping on his back, I actually think you could do something where you have Olimar still as the main character, but you have Moss, which is the green Ochi that he uses in Pikmin 4, being with him, and then having Olimar have a skin, right? That then is the space people from Pikmin 4 with Ochi. So technically, they are just one slot. You only have to program the spaceman and the dog with the Pikmin behind them. But you could have Olimar and Moss as a skin, and then end up doing, Ochi. But I think
Sort of like a Koopaling thing, yeah.
Exactly. But in the context of Or, I will say I don't see a world in which the next game's Pikmin rep does not implement Ochi in some way.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
for this conversation, I think Ochi. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I also agree because I did with some of my friends, we did like this little experiment, like what would the new original 8 characters be?
Sure.
And I picked Ochi because I was like, looking at the roster I was making, we also needed like a heavyweight. But I was thinking, I was like, this is a little more interesting as a character because you still get all the same Pikmin stuff. And I kind of like the idea of hiding Olimar as like an unlockable later to be like, don't worry, he's still here. Like, that's kind of fun. Okay, so you got that one, Ochi. Okay, as a fellow Fire Emblem fan, Robin or Byleth?
Okay, so this is also a hot take. I was getting a lot of pushback on the Japan Time thing for this. I think Robin and Byleth both, genuinely, even with the cut down roster, I think make it to the next Smash game. Three Houses was a moment for the series in which so many people got into it. My fiance, right, literally didn't play Fire Emblem before Three Houses. she is now obsessed. I mean, literally obsessed with that series.
They put the
Violet,
Persona secret sauce in there, and it became
exactly
incredible. Yeah, it's so cool.
And I think Byleth and Robin are also both examples of characters where if they wanted to have a little more diversity in the roster, they could easily have the default for both of them be the female version of the character.
That could be
Either
cool,
female
yeah.
Byleth be the default or female Robin be the default. Especially, because I know you also know this, one of my good buddies, and also I know somebody whose content you watched was Etika, right? Huge fan of Red Robin, right?
Oh my,
if you bring back the Red Robin costume, put it back with female Robin. I do think Robin as a representative of Awakening does also make a lot more sense to have a mage type character, tactician character represented, because Marth isn't going anywhere, right? Marth is staying no matter what. That is the character.
Yes.
But I do think if you're going to go in the direction of we only have one other one, the tactician mage way is probably the way to go about it, because again, Awakening was still the thing that rebooted the franchise. Like literally, we would not be getting Fortune's Reeve or Three Houses if not for Awakening.
True.
But at the same time, the difference in the weapon classes, like representing the weapon triangle, which is so key to what makes Fire Emblem within Byleth's like moveset, was also pretty brilliant, you know? So I think that's a 50-50. I could go either way, but I think realistically, a roster without both of them, I don't see happening with the next game, even with everything cut down.
I agree. Honestly, I think, first of all, anyone who calls Byleth just another sword fighter, like, you've never played as them. So,
thank you.
You know,
thank you.
If anyone's a sword fighter, it's Min. No, I'm kidding. We're not going there.
Right. Don't do it. Don't start it. No, this is a Japan time view over here.
We're not doing it. No, but I would say 3 reps for Fire Emblem. I think Marth, Robin, and Byleth. If I was selfish and added another one, I would probably do Ike. But we're gonna go with those 3 for now. And I think
I will say though, real quick,
hit me.
when you bring up Byleth, if you're going with the 3 roster thing, and your question was right, Robin or Byleth,
Sure.
I would say for the purposes of a reboot roster, looking at what's coming out now, I would say Marth, Robin, and then I would replace Byleth, because we now know that Fortune's Weave is a continuation of that universe. I would replace Byleth with maybe even Sothis.
Yeah,
if Sothis is more involved in the story of, Three Houses, and we don't really have any of those dragon type characters, like those legendary transform kind of characters, that would be a great pick.
Yeah, I was thinking about it could be one of them, but there's also like seemingly like 4 main characters, and we don't really know at this point who's gonna emerge, as like the Greninja pick, like, oh, you're the clear fan favorite or something.
Right.
But I also want to, I do want to, I know, which I was still like, I really wish Byleth was like a Pokemon trainer type thing where it was the 3 of them. But we're way past that now. But you brought up Etika, and I just want to say, his reaction to Corrin got me hyped for Corrin.
That's what I'm saying, man. Exactly.
I was kind of like, Corrin, but like, I honestly, I think they should have in Smash Ultimate, like, as like, I mean, first of all, I remember seeing him freak out that Corrin was even back, because I didn't think, no one thought Corrin was back or coming back, before everyone was here. But in honor of him, I literally only play female Corrin, because I'm like, that is the character. And male Corrin is kind of lame. But I was like, female Corrin is just, that is like, it's such a cool design. But they're not making it in the next one anyway, so.
I unfortunately, I'm a Fates stan, I should say. I was going to say I'm a fan stan, but no, I'm a Fates stan. I love Fire Emblem Fates, but I also agree, I don't think Corrin's coming back.
So I've never played Fates, but I'm a Shadows of Valencia stan, where I'm like,
it's a great game.
Almond Celica is so sick to me, but
sure, Echoes is awesome.
Okay, I got another ore for you, and I feel like you've expressed some opinions on this, so this could be interesting.
Yeah.
And we could call it here. Let's see, Pauline as a Mario character, or DK and Pauline. As a Bonanza.
I'm glad you bring this up. I think Donkey Kong getting a moveset refresh based on Bonanza is the most lock of locks for this next Smash Brothers game, no matter what. Like, they are for sure going to be like, he is picking up rocks, surfing, surf turfing all over the place, punching through stuff like that. That's for sure going to be his thing. I think the question is Pauline going to be part of that? Like, is she going to be on his back? And that, I I'm not so certain about. I think 2-3 years ago, I would have maybe said, even pre-Bonanza, I would have been like, oh, Pauline, naturally. Like, adult Pauline, have her as the mayor. She's swinging around the microphone. She's singing. You do a trailer, right, with Jigglypuff and her singing together. Like, I mean, it writes itself.
Yeah.
But now that we're sort of in the world of Bonanza, and I'm thinking about this roster being parsed down, I do think Pauline is now erring more on the side of Donkey Kong than on the side of a Mario rep. And so I do think she would be involved in Donkey Kong's moveset, and we would probably keep the Mario reps to just 5. They would probably cut down Piranha Plant, maybe even cut Bowser Jr., and I think you would have Mario, Luigi redone as Luigi's Mansion, Luigi fully, Bowser, Rosalina, and Peach. And I think those would be the 5,
I think we need a full-on Luigi's Mansion has its own series icon at this point.
I would love that.
Like
King
you
Boo,
said,
that'd be awesome.
You know, I think, it's like 2 reps, King Boo and Luigi, and then like Mansion 3 sold like 10 million plus or something, maybe higher than that. It's crazy.
Yeah, you could do an easy alternate costume for Luigi.
Luigi.
One and done,
That's so good. I feel like Luigi's Mansion 3 alone literally sold more than the entire Star Fox series combined.
I think, unfortunately, if we looked at those numbers, you're probably... You know what? Actually, I want to fact check this right now.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
I'm going to look up Star Fox series numbers. Sales. Here we go.
So I feel like we're around 12 million.
Just found it out searching.
Okay.
Actually, Star Fox series combined has sold over 17 million units.
Okay.
With the best-selling one being Star Fox 64, which also includes the sales of Star Fox 64 3D is considered separate here. So that would bump it up to like 5.5 million. So cool. But 17 million units was the Star Fox series. Luigi's Mansion 3 sales sold. Oh, we got dangerously close, but Fox, you live another day. Luigi's Mansion 3 sold 14.25 million copies. Wow. So again, huge success. But no, Fox can still breathe a little while longer. They better hurry up with that next Fox game, man. Iconic, because otherwise Luigi's Mansion 4 comes out, it's getting overtaken.
That's right. Well, hopefully by the next time we talk, we will already be playing a new Star Fox game.
I hope so.
Or at least watching a trailer and jumping out of our seats and freaking out about it.
Please, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Oh, God. Thank you, Roger. This was such a blast. Do you want to let everybody know what you're up to, what's coming in the future for you?
Sure. So you can find me at RogersBase everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. I'm on every platform as RogersBase. I've got that brand unity. I also co-host a podcast, Japan Time, every other week with Shofu and a bunch of other Nintendo YouTubers. We've been doing this for 10 years. Unbelievably, Henry has been a fan, I know, has been listening to the show. And actually, this is a fun exclusive you are getting. I've not mentioned this anywhere.
Let's go.
You're the first person to hear this. I actually have a video coming out next month, Star Fox themed, that is an unboxing of some of the rarest merchandise that has never made it out of Japan, specifically with Star Fox. I will say, as a little bit of a teaser, there is something that I discovered in the making of this video that I did not know existed, that when I saw it, I was like, this is made for me. I cannot believe this is a real thing. I will be unboxing it and showcasing it in detail in this video. I believe it's going to be the end of May is when it's releasing, but if we end up getting an announcement of a Star Fox game, I might just wait and drop it day and date with that.
Push it up.
Jump on the hype. But no, I specifically have a Star Fox video on the way, dedicated Star Fox video, all about this unboxing of this cool thing from Japan. So please look forward to that.
He found the puppets, guys. He found the puppets.
I wish I saw that story about them being destroyed.
Crazy.
I'm so sad. Oh, I will say, I was lucky enough to attend the E3, notoriously bad E3. This was the E3 Star Fox
2015.
Zero, Triforce Heroes. It was not good. But I was in the Nintendo booth and got to take photos with the actual Star Fox puppets that were done for that direct. So cool to see them in person. So, and I hope one day we do actually get something like Jim Henson Star Fox related. I think that would be incredible.
100%. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, thank you so much. Of course, you guys know Corneria channel, Corneria Podcast, and we are all manifesting the new Star Fox game. But we also got more videos coming up on Star Fox on this channel here, and maybe even a Smash Star Fox video coming quite soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Again, Roger, thanks so much for having us. We're going to see you
for
later.
having me. This is awesome. Take
got it,
care,
man.
everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Trust your instincts.
Yo, let's go. Never give up, my son.